Right. You see, in order to have a secured communication means what? Protected, well secured, encrypted. In order to have an secured communication, encrypted communication, protected communication, we use some protocols. We use some protocols like DES, triple DES, AES. Um, for hashing, we use MD5, SHA, and to provide integrity, we use Diffie-Hellman algorithm like 2, Diffie-Hellman algorithm 5, and so on. We use a lot of protocols in order to protect our data, encrypt, protect our data, protect. That is what we called as IPsec, IP security, virtual private network. VPN stands for virtual private network. IP is a protocol that we use for communication, and we are trying to secure the IP traffic, and we send the traffic via a private circuit. So we call this VPN, IPsec VPN. Do you use this IPsec VPN in your office?
Yes.
Good. What I
what I see yesterday is most Flex VPN they use
hmm.
yeah.
Which means
eye level. Yeah.
which means you already know about VPNs. You have heard about Flux VPN. Recently, I have posted a video on difference between IKE version 1, version 2, Flex VPN, and the configuration of Flex VPN, IKE version 2, and then DVTI and SVTI. Have you seen that video?
No, I didn't see it. But yes, what the configuration what they did is on FTD and on FMC.
Mm. Okay, so they use the graphical user interface to configure.
They use it, yeah, but last week they do it
Through command line?
command line is
Okay, good. Fine. So now we are trying to understand this IPsec VPN from zero level. We are starting from zero level.
okay.
But because you already know something, I want you to speak to me what you know about VPN. After that, I'll start continuing my lecture. So what do you know about VPN? When we say IPsec VPN, what do you understand? What is your understanding?
IPsec VPN is a VPN what we can create a tunnel to between two sites.
Mhm.
When we talk about IPsec is on secured level
Mhm.
internet.
Okay, that's all.
Yeah, that is what I
Do you
can understand.
do you know anything about the configuration side?
No, I've never did it before,
Okay,
but I only read.
hmm, no problem. See, side one, side two, and you got a LAN network. Let's say in your remote site you got 10.2.0.0 network. And in site 1, you got another LAN 10.1.0.0/16. Now, all these computers in this LAN, when they try to communicate to the remote site, you want a secured communication. That is why you go for IPsec site to site VPN. So between these two sites, you want to have a IP traffic secured. That's why we call it as IPsec. IPsec is an umbrella of protocol. IPsec is collection of all these protocols I have said. Fine. Now how it is done first? First of all, site 1 needs to identify site 2. Through authentication, they know each other. Site 1 learns that site 2 is genuine by authenticating. For authentication, we can use any one of this method. Number 1, pre-shared key. Number 2, certification authority. You can use certificate authority or pre-shared key. What is pre-shared key? What is pre-shared key? What do you understand from the word pre-shared key?
Yeah, pre-shared keys is key on both sides.
Very nice. On both the side, we give the password beforehand. Likewise, let's say Cisco 123. I give password here. Here also I give Cisco 123. Now, site 1 tries to form VPN, so it goes to the site 2 and say, hey, this is my password. And site 2, after verifying the password, it understands that we are talking to genuine site. Site 1 is a genuine because the password that is coming from site 1 is same like password that is local. But what if this password someone sniff from the internet? Because the password is sent over the internet, what if someone knows your password? Then they will use that password. They will also negotiate site-to-site VPN with you. To avoid that, we don't send this password just like that in a plain text. We send it in a cybertext. We send it in a crypto form. We send it by encrypting and hashing so that no one in the middle can understand the password. Only the exact destination site can understand your password. So we use a key sharing mechanism, which we call it as phase 1. ISAKMP. So we use ISAKMP. We use phase 1 to exchange key. Key exchange. That's the very first step in forming a site-to-site VPN. First step is key exchange. Key exchange. That is phase 1. In this phase 1, we exchange the key in a very secure manner by encrypting the key with some algorithm. For example, I'll encrypt the key with algorithm AES. AES is very strong. And then I'll hash the key with an algorithm, let's say SHA. SHA is another algorithm which is to hash data. And then to provide integrity of the key, meaning to make sure that no one has altered the key in the path, to provide a guarantee that no one has altered it, we use a group called Diffie-Hellman group, and you have algorithm like 2, 5, 12, 15. So if the number is big, the process utilization is going to be big because the algorithm is going to use more number of bits. So by using all this, we hash our password. Let's say Cisco 123. We hash this, we encrypt this, we hash this, and we provide integrity. This is what we call as phase one. Phase one is the place where we exchange the key safely so that only the correct destination, only the exact genuine remote site will receive our key. No one else can receive our key. When the key matches on both the sides, see, like site 1 sending the key, site 2 also will send the key. When both sides agree, for that, both the side, this algorithm combination should be same. One side AES, another side 3 days is not good. So both the side we will be using same combination of algorithms to encrypt and hash the key so that when the key is exchanged, both can understand each other. We call this as phase 1 tunnel. In phase 1 tunnel, we are not sending any data. We are just trying to prepare a tunnel. We are identifying, see, these two sites are over internet. Internet is a public network. So we need to evaluate the neighbor. We cannot simply form tunnel with some neighbor. We need to evaluate our remote site properly. We need to check thoroughly whether the remote site is genuine. It's real remote site. It's our own remote site. For that, phase one is in. For that, phase one is used. Phase one is for identifying the sites, identifying the genuine site. We do that by doing key exchange. Do you have any question on phase one?
Okay. My question is, so on phase one is where we will prepare the tunnel. How do you call it?
Policy.
Uh,
Policy?
the,
You mean policy?
yeah, yes, the tunnel key of the exchange is where we prepare acknowledgements to both sides of the tunnel.
Yeah.
Right.
See, before you start the tunnel, before you form tunnel, you want to make sure you are going to form tunnel with the right site, right destination. To evaluate the destination, to check the destination is genuine or not, we do this key exchange. When the key exchange is successful on either side, when the key matches on either side, only then it will go to phase 2. Phase 2 is the place where we will encrypt our data.
Okay. So what we will see on phase one is what is the thing? Encryption. No, not encryption.
Key exchange.
But key exchange. But you write here an AS, SHA, and group.
Those are the, yeah, they're all in phase 1. They're all in phase one. See,
Encryption,
yes, yes, yes.
encryption, hashing,
And group, yes. We do encryption and hashing and group for the key that you're going to exchange,
okay,
not the data.
okay.
We are not encrypting our data in phase one. We are encrypting the key that we want to exchange for authentication.
Do you have some explanation or some notes on this?
I can give you, but this is the best explanation that we can give for this, I
Yeah,
know.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
But I can
But
give you a document. I can give you in a
yes,
document. Okay?
please, with the document, if when you, for example, with the document you gonna give me, and I will read, and what when you explain, I will understand it.
Okay.
But it is to the point. I very
Mm,
like it
mm.
because it's a very short explanation. Is good. But your document also is
I'll give you.
help me. Yes, please.
So in phase one, we use all this algorithm just to
Yes.
encrypt our key before exchanging. So if someone in the middle in the internet tries to get our key, they will not understand anything from that key because it is encrypted, it is hashed. And for integrity also, we have another algorithm which is on the packet. So in a secured way, two devices identify each other and getting ready for phase two. In phase two, what we do is we define the algorithms that will be used for encrypting our data. We call it as transformation of the data. So first tunnel is about key exchange. Second tunnel, tunnel 2, which is defined in phase 2, we call it as IKE, IPsec, IPsec tunnel. Phase 1 is ISA KMP tunnel. Why it is ISA KMP? It is Key Management Protocol. KMP stands for Key Management. SA stands for Secured Association. Internet Secured Association Key Management Protocol. Phase 1 is Key Management Protocol. Internet Security Association Key Management Protocol. Now the second phase is, second tunnel is built inside the first tunnel. Second tunnel is built inside the first tunnel. What does it mean? Only after successful tunnel 1, only after successful phase 1, phase 2 tunnel will be built. And this tunnel is called as IPsec tunnel. This is the tunnel through which we are going to send our data. Now, for IPsec phase 2 tunnel, we need to define algorithms with which our data will be encrypted before sending. For that, we define something called transform set. Transform set meaning the set of algorithm that will be used for transformation of data. Set of algorithm that will be used for transformation of data. Transform set. That is phase 2. Phase 2 is transform set. Algorithms like ESP AES for encryption. ESP stands for encapsulation security payload. Encapsulation security payload. So in ESP you can use AES for encryption, or you can use DES or 3DES. I'll show you all those algorithm options later. And also you can define optionally ESP MD5 or SHA for hashing. For hashing. So we define in phase 2 the algorithms that are going to be used for encrypting our data and for hashing our data. That is phase 2. Third step, see, this is the first step, and this is the second step. And the third step is we need to define the traffic. Means using ACL, access control list, we define the traffic. I told you in the beginning, in the picture here, any traffic going from this network 10.1 to this network 10.2 needs to be encrypted. That is what you need to define using an access list. We'll say any traffic going from 10.1.0.0/16 going to 10.2.0.0/16 need to be encrypted. Other traffic should not go through the tunnel. Means if you go from this computer, to Yahoo, do you want the encryption? No. It'll just go like this. It won't use the tunnel. But only if this is the source and if this is the destination. Only when this is source and that is destination, it will be using the tunnel. Yeah. So we need to write an access list to say who will use the tunnel. That is what the third step. Fourth step is the final step where we'll put everything together using a map called crypto map. This is the place where we will call the transform set, this one, the transform set. We'll call the ACL. We'll also say who our peer is, the peer address. Let's say the address on this is 20,001. And address on this is 10,001. So we are right now on site 1. So you need to say to the crypto map, you have a peer 20,001. To this peer, if you see any traffic going matching the ACL, you need to use the transform set and transform the data, encrypt the data. At last, we put this crypto map under the interface. We assign the crypto map under the interface. So when any traffic tries to go out on the interface, and if it is going to this peer address, and if the traffic matches the ACL, only then it will be encrypted and sent. Only then it will be using IPsec VPN. Otherwise it won't. These are the 5 steps that we use to encrypt our, to have site-to-site VPN. 5 steps. Let me repeat again. Step number 1, creating the key, exchanging the key. We call it as Internet Security Association Key Management Protocol, ISIKMP. Second step is we negotiate phase 2 tunnel using the algorithms that you want to use for encrypting our data. Thirdly, we write an ACL to say which traffic will be using the tunnel. At last, we put everything in a folder called crypto map, and we call the crypto map under the interface. Which interface, this WAN interface, this interface. We call the crypto map on this interface. Likewise, you do it on the other side. When you do it on the other side, make sure your policy of phase 1, policy of phase 2 matches. When this matches on either side, you will have a very good VPN. Question, please.
Okay. For me, I will, like I said, we listed as you explained me, will be okay because I have always making confusion with these steps. You know, sometimes I didn't know what to what to do first, what next. You know,
Yeah.
and also the explanation. If they ask me, I cannot explain. You know,
No problem. You
but
see,
but this yes,
when I do it in the lab,
yeah,
and then when you do it after me doing,
yes,
you will get some doubts. Then you fix the doubt. If you cannot fix, you bring it to me. I'll fix your problem. Then you will get some confidence. Then you try 2 times, three times without referring the book. Then you will be able to go very well. It will be easy. So practice is very important. Only then you will remember the steps. Only then you will
the
remember the
steps.
sequence.
Okay. Because I was very difficult to me on the interviews to explain, like he said, explain to VPN.
See,
This was very
y-
difficult.
you need to make use of this class. You need to ask questions to me more
Yes.
so that you will feel comfortable during the interview time.
Okay.
You need to ask more questions. That is very important. That is what I expect from your side.
We will cover also on Kiwi base
What?
in this course. If we will do the configuration.
Yeah, I'll be doing configuration for these things. Sorry, what is your question? Can you repeat again?
On Kiwi base also
GU
like
on GUI, GUI?
yes.
On GUI means which GUI?
GUI. I mean, when we go to the ASA or
Okay, ASA has got ASDM. ASA has got
ASDM,
okay ASDM. Okay, but that will be our last option. First, we'll do in the command line.
command line. Yes, okay, no problem. But I mean also like what I'm facing on my job because they do also centralized management FMC. You know, I don't know that. You
Mm,
know,
mhm, mm.
that's why I'm taking this with you. Maybe if you have some reference notebook, but
I'll guide you. I'll guide you to those
okay,
things. Yeah.
okay, okay.
First, let us learn the concept, and then let us learn on the command line which is available. Then, if I get an access to any GUI, I'll show you there. Otherwise, I'll show you some reference book. Fine then. We'll meet at